Self-made independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title cause it's my identity, and wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. They keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what is good? I'm back again. That's right, I'm back again. The one man, 4,000 flavor of DFW Sports. Just a super fan from the DFW land. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all see how it's rocking in the background. Hopefully, y'all been getting a good enough baseball content here. Last week and a half or so, coming back from vacay, with the family, everything been doing good. I told y'all every Wednesday, we're going to lock in. We're going to get back into, doing the collection of DFW sports and, football season. We got something really up our sleeves this go round. So we going to really try to make some things happen. But I mean, hey, y'all know how it is on this Wednesday's track. All we do is just kick flavor. It ain't nothing that we trying to break no news. We just going over just in case you missed it type stuff, and probably some stuff that's going to be talked about tomorrow. So, let me give y'all a quick rundown what I'm rocking with today on today's track of DFW Sports Rapz. Of course, if you haven't paid attention already, I got game one between the Rangers and Yankees, where probably the best game of the series right there, but Rangers end up taking 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. The Yankees do avoid the sweep today, as we were live at Globe Life Field today. You could check the live out post game. Kind of sombering, but other than that, we did come up with another ring. You don't see the Ranger chain up because it's still in the car. That type stuff. I'm trying to upload the vlog. That's why I'm kind of like 10 minutes late to getting to doing the live. But other than that, man, great series right there. It would have been nice if the Rangers got a sweep, because that would have got them sole possession of at least being in the playoffs right now. But as it stands now, they're basically tied, 1.5 game outside, behind the Yankees. But I think it's Cleveland right now that's on top of them, about a schmid ahead of them. So, a lot of people say it's a lot of baseball left, but at the same time, you don't got time to be wasting no games, man. Real talk. And I think the Rangers, today they wasted a golden opportunity, and we'll talk about that for sure. What else we got on today's track? Cowboys Rams joint practice. I'm pretty sure all y'all been getting y'all feel in. I move within the seasons. I'm not dedicated to just just that we just move by the season. We heavy in baseball contention right now. Hopefully we trying to get this postseason, but I'm trying to catch up at the same time what's going on, looking through X. Matter of fact, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow me on X at Drewski Selfmade. If been trying to catch up on some stories here lately about what's going on in these joint practices. Also catching up with the Dallas Morning News, following up on YouTube. Schottenheimer had his little press conference this morning, basically going over some things, and I would like to catch up on it. I wasn't able to, be in the mix today looking at it because we was at the Rangers game live for the Rangers and Yankees game 3. So, I want to go over and look over some things that some of the beat writers have been talking about, looking at what's going on in these joint practices, as well as what Brian Schottenheimer said as well, how he feels his team is geared up. And then as well, looking at the Dallas Wings, it's in their season. They're getting ready to rematch with New York Liberty, I believe. Yeah, they took that L Tuesday, and they're going to play them again Friday, only this time at College Park in Arlington. they made some changes. DeJounte Carrington, she's out the door. They waived Tierra McCown. They made some moves, brought some more people in. It's just wholesale changes that's going on for the Dallas Wings. But trying to let y'all join in the chat real quick, give y'all some time, man. How's y'all ready for a football season? Normally I'll be at these games, but I'm just more like, bro, this is a good schedule to be at some games and get some content. But the way Jerry been acting here lately, bro, this is my problem. I always say, he say, man, you ain't gonna give him no money. And then all of a sudden you start getting that itch, and you're like, something about that AT&T Stadium. People be talking shit. All the fans be fair weather and all that type stuff. But at the same time, bro, like, it be a party in that bitch. I'm not gonna lie to you. It be a party in there. It's a party in there. And it's more of a party when the Cowboys win. Hey, I remember that home win streak. Now, I remember when it got ended abruptly in the cold, freezing cold. But I remember, though. Had to drink some Kool-Aid, some water. These couple of games going through, that be the thing about baseball, man. It's a summer sport. In the summer in Texas, boy, it be hot. It be hot. We had some extra things we had to run and do today as well. So, like I said, man, I'm just kicking flavor. The more and more the days go by, not only that, we'll talk a little bit what's going on with the Michael Parsons thing. The more and more the days go by, it's just the dysfunctionality of this organization that's called the Dallas Cowboys. But they love operating in it. What's today? The 6th, about to be the 7th. I believe the Netflix series is getting ready to jump off. So I think that's something we can all get ready to look at and make more content off of. I want to have an off day, but now I see I can't have an off day. As it's going to be a lot of, really tomorrow is going to be a lot of preseason football. Preseason football is really gearing off now. Preseason football is really in effect, as the Cowboys will be, playing the Rams this Saturday. I'm trying to weigh my options, trying to think what is going to be the play this Saturday. Because if I stay at the crib, I want to stream something. Me personally, I think it's going to really it's going to be baseball content, because Rangers are right now, everything is serious for them. They're in postseason March right now. They are in postseason March right now, and looking at the preseason, you're not going to see none of these starters even get a series in. So, I mean, maybe Brian Schottenheimer might be different. He might be different, but I doubt for the first preseason game going to. I don't know. I don't know. I want to listen to what he has to say when he said this morning. I've been seeing a lot of reports, especially from the writers, talking about, bruh, Cowboys getting handled up front. Handled, like what? On both sides of the ball. Ooh, that nerve-wracking right there. That nerve-wracking right there. Does Michael Parsons make that much of a difference? You better believe it. You better believe it. Now, I'm not into it about somebody getting their money. Get as much as you can. I heard for the MLB, they talking about, they're preparing for, work stoppage. Like next year might not be no baseball. Next year, 2026 might be in jeopardy. I saw something come up like that in the USA today about they've been wanting to put baseball on the salary cap for a long time and get more parity, but the players is not going for it. But they're going to, I think the owners are like, you know what? We going to find out. They said we going to find out. They say we going to find out. So let's jump into it, man. Texas Rangers, bro. They did win the series against the Yankees, bro. Like I said, if you haven't already, man, check that vlog out. I got game 1, and I've been working on game 3 right here. You know, even though it ended in a loss, it was still a tight game that went all the way down to the end. So I'm working on that and trying to get it posted and doing some things like that. But looking over this series, man, this was a series that the Rangers played good. They really played good, but they just couldn't close it out. Give credit to the Yankees. And you look, Aaron Judge came back. He didn't play game 1, but he played game 2 and he played game 3. And really, their offense didn't explode in those 2 games at all. You know, Nathan Eovaldi had a big reason to do with that in game 2, but as he pitched a masterpiece. And I'm sitting here looking, and I'm like, damn, what do you think felt better? Of course, a lot of people, you want the offensive highlights. Just the way that the Rangers came back in game 1. Out of all people, Jock Peterson ended up tying up the game to send it in extra innings. And then you get the 3-run walk-off homer by Josh Young in game 1. That was, nah. It doesn't get no better than that. And, the Yankee fans, all 3 games were deep in Globe Life Field. Like the 2 games I went to, game 1 and game 3, they were still thick in there. Yes, they were. Every game went down to the wire, and it felt like it felt peak postseason. Like game 2, though, Nathan Eovaldi, anytime Nathan Eovaldi's out on the mound and he's doing exactly what he's been doing for his last 6-7 starts, just out there not giving up nothing, those games, bro, are just as good as a walk-off game. I'm telling you, especially when you're starting pitchers. He's one of the best in the league, and he's holding it down. Nathan Eovaldi, there's nothing much more you can say about what he has done. I mean, to not give up, he got a sub-2 ERA going up in there, and he's coming into peak postseason form. And you looked in game 1, Patrick Corbin was shaky. He was real shaky. He was getting taxed early in the first inning. I mean, first batter up. I think it was the second or third pitch. They send that boy yard, and it's like you're already down the 8 ball. He started getting tagged a good amount of bit. Then here comes John Gray. John Gray comes in, and he did it. Bro, he really, to me, saved the series for the bullpen going 4 games, 2 and 3. It started with him saving the bullpen, and then Nathan Eovaldi basically going 8 innings. That Gray and Eovaldi doing those 2 combinations gave them the opportunity to sweep today. Game 3, good pitching again. Both teams just really weren't hitting the ball in play like that. But Robert Garcia, man. Now, it's a Garcia problem because who do you blame more? You blame Robert. You really wouldn't blame Robert Garcia as much as you would do Adolis Garcia, because I believe every time he came up to the plate, bro, he had runners in scoring position. He had runners on base. Every time he came up to the plate, and he did absolutely nothing. Absolutely. Now, a lot of people are getting on him today, but yesterday he was, part reason that, Rangers got a few hits going in there. But damn, I mean, he had 5 at-bats and was straight over. And a lot of them had, runners in score position. It was good to see Corey Seager get him a couple of hits in this game. The pitching today, Jack Leiter, I mean, it wasn't his best game, but he wasn't terrible. So you look at Patrick Corbin and you looked at Jack Leiter. Because if you're looking going forward as a Texas Ranger fan, if you're looking going forward, those are basically going to be your options of bottom pitching. if you have to go into the postseason. That's just the matter of fact. That's just a matter of fact. You're gonna have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You got Mira Kelly in there as well. Can they just hold the fort down? Can one of those pitchers hold the fort down, as in Patrick Corbin or Mira Kelly? Because I think Jack Leiter, they still got to figure out what they're going to do with their closer, and I think Phil Madden might be that guy. He might be that guy. I don't know, but some that boat you got to. But him bringing out Robert Garcia and he getting tagged again for another bomb that basically gives up the game, and this time, you got to feel for Garcia, and a lot of people are coming to his defense. Well, it's so, but I'm like, bro, there's gonna be something wrong with his confidence because the last 2 times he came out in closing roles, especially in Seattle, he basically gave up the games. He done basically gave up about 3 games every time he comes out. You know what I'm saying? He gave up the 2-run homer in Seattle walk off. And then he basically gave up another one, basically again. And then you look at this game, he comes in here, you're not even in the relief situation or the closing situation. You're more in relief, and like in the 7th, and you give up another bomb. That was basically the game deciding factor. Mr. Cowboy, what's good, my guy? What's good? Hey, man, it's almost football season. Almost football season. Now, like I said, I've been trying to slap with some baseball content because, as you see, it's getting closer and closer, and we keep getting farther and farther back. It's pissing me off. We tried to sweep the Yankees. We should have swept them boys, but, you know, trying to get it off my chest before I digest into some Cowboy content and see what's going on in the latest, because Cowboy season, I'm telling you, we're going to really take it up. I feel I'm going to do a lot more game streaming this year. I'm gonna do a lot more game streaming for the Cowboys this year. For the last couple of years, I've been going to the games, but now it's like, hold on, Jerry. You know, the way you've been acting, bro, it's like, nah, bro. Let's kind of hold. Like I said, the beginning of the season, I guess against the Giants, you can probably count me in just because it's like a birthday gift or something like that. I'm thinking I might do something different. We might even do something different. I don't know. You know, yeah, but we got some Cowboy content coming up there. I know your Astros, what, they won today? Or was they off today? Yeah, I was off today. Boston won again. Oh, Boston ended up losing. Okay, so that kind of keeps you close. Oh, your Astros did play today and they lost. So they couldn't catch the sweep. Okay, so no harm, no foul. That just makes the AL West just a little bit much more closer. Seattle spanking Chicago, so that'll make them that much closer to you. It's just going to be a tight race going down to the end, so that's why you're hearing me tell you now it's going to be some baseball content that we bringing up in here for sure. So I've been on it because it's a tight race going up in there, but I see they lost 6-4, but you know, I know you're looking in your rearview mirror, y'all. And I see y'all got a lot of injuries too, so I will say that. I will say that much, but it's still close. You better keep your head on a swivel, and hopefully we can still get that silver boot from y'all, you know, as well when we make this comeback. I hope. But like I said, this series between the Yankees and the Rangers, it was an instant classic. All 3 games was, like I said, I went to game 1. Walk-off was damn show up there. I went to the Dodgers game 2 where Adolis had his walk-off. What was better? Ooh, they were both good. Jordan ain't hurt. So y'all loaded up then. Okay, so there should be no excuse. No excuse when we try to. I mean, Seattle might win the division. I'm going to actually be honest with you. I see y'all did make some moves, though, but Seattle made some moves where they might, if you slip up good enough, they might just be the ones to represent the West. But that bottom spot of the wild card gonna be. It's all gonna come down to the Lone Star Series. Do you think so? The last spot, although we got to get over Cleveland right now, the last spot of the wild card postseason is gonna all boil down to this Ranger. Even though we don't play y'all last, we play like the A's last or something like that. But something like he said, I'm jealous. I've never seen a walk-off. Man, I saw two of them this year. That, like I said, that one with Adolis against the Dodgers, it hit different. They both hit different because the one against the Dodgers, I literally got up on the big screen like 4 times. And like in the 9th inning when we was rallying, like I got on that boy like 2-3 consecutive times. I kept looking up and I was on the screen like, and then Adolis went yard and everybody came to me. Ranger fans, Dodger fans. Dodger fans was so chill. LA fans, they really chill, bro. And they were all coming. I seen you on the screen. I got that it felt like I played in the game. You know what I'm saying? And won. That was kind of the difference. Josh Young's though, Monday night. Bro, Josh Young's walk off, and the difference with the Yankees, because they were just as deep in there, if not deeper than the Dodgers was when they came here. They were talking so much shit, bro. Yankee fans talked shit, big shit. So when Josh Young smacked that boy, I mean, Jock Peterson, when he tied the game, I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? And for Jock to do that, and then they walk Wyatt Langford, and here comes Josh Young, and I mean, just off the sound of the bat, that boy cracked, and I'm like, bro, that's euphoria. I go back and I look at them shorts, those 2 walk-offs, and I'm like, bro, I get goosebumps every time I look at it. Every time I look at it, I get goosebumps every time, bro. Every time. So it is crunk. It is in there. It's very hype off the muscle, bro. But hey, Rangers still in it to some degree. They can still see y'all. Y'all ended up dropping that game, so it's still like we 4.5 back? I put 5.5 back just because I didn't see y'all record. So it's still 4.5 back, and the Mariners 2.5 games back behind y'all. Wild card, like I said, we're below Cleveland right now. We're below Cleveland, and we're still a game and a half behind the Yankees. 2 games behind the Mariners. 2.5 games behind the Red Sox. So y'all can't slip, bro. Miss Cowboy, y'all can't slip, bro. Y'all can't slip. But this series, you rather seen a sweep from the Rangers. It didn't happen, but they played their asses off. And, you know, a lot of people try to say Texas Rangers be fair weather fans in there. How do people come in there and say that, bruh, everybody like Globe Life Field. That's all it is. Just, you know, it's okay to say it. That boy's a party. And then you got the Texas Live next to it. It's a party. I wish they, mingled it up. But at the same time, bro, it'd be a party. And you see how it goes down after Cowboys game. So I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna do football season this year. But I plan to damn show have way more streams than going to the games this year. Way more. But if you're a Texas Ranger fan, the one thing I will say, are you discouraged or more encouraged? I will say I'm encouraged because as much as it hurt to see that loss, and Adolis Garcia struggling in runners in scoring position, and then Robert Garcia continually to have these blown leads, it is very concerning on those parts. Where is your closer? But for the most part, their pitching is still their strength. And like I say, you looked at game 1, Patrick Corbin didn't have it. He didn't have it all the way there. And then John Gray gets out there. Yeah, he gave up a 2-run homer. Yes, he did. But he came in the 4th inning, and I mean, he completed it all the way, to the 8th? So he gave you extra innings, and y'all chipped away just good enough. They chipped away just good enough, and they were able to stay up in there. And now you get game 2, Nathan Eovaldi, Nasty Nate, Big Game Nate, 8 innings shutouts. I think he had, about 6-7 Ks. That's your best pitcher right there. That's going forward. Jack Leiter, youngster, he came out there today. I think he only gave you, about 3 innings or something like that. He gave you 3 innings. You started going through multiple people. The pitching still wasn't bad. It's just, even though Robert Garcia, what was it, about 8 pitches? It was about 8 pitches, then he gave up the home run. I think Bochy is just trying to do something to get his confidence back, and that didn't help. So what do you do with him going forward? I asked a legitimate question to Evan Grant when he posted out. What do you actually do with him? You know what I'm saying? What can you do? Marcus, what's up, my guy? Big salute to you, my guy. How's everything going, man? Hopefully everything going good with you. Appreciate you for joining in the chat, my guy. One time. How's your own thing coming about? I'm about to get ready into the Cowboys. I know you getting ready to try to. I know you ain't about to talk about the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm about to talk about the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Going to the Yanks and Strohs game. Can't wait. Oh, you going all the way in NY? Let me guess. The Affirm app, right? You said the Affirm app. That's why you looking at me like, bro, why are you going to be streaming when you can just use the Affirm app? I'm really trying to detox from spending money, because people try to tell people how to fan and all that type of stuff. And it's, well, if you keep going to the game, you keep making Jerry beat me. Man, what the fuck? Bitch, this my money. You know what I'm saying? How you going to try to tell me? But then the rumblings keep getting louder, because it's like, bro, I see how you act every year, Jerry. The way you keep going about this, bro, come on, dog. Like, now it's to the point, fuck it. We just gonna stream this boy to the crib. Roman, man, I hope you careful out there. I know it's hot in the mud. What they was about 120 out there today. And be careful. Be careful. Affirm everything, bro. Okay. Now I get you. Now I get you. I still haven't downloaded it. I do see it on my Game Time app. Like it's hidden down there at the bottom. I need to get on it. But at the same time, bro, I would be the problem, putting money in Jared's pocket. I did see that the tickets are cheaper this year, though. Before we go ahead and really jump on the Cowboys, let me just tie a knot in what I think about the Rangers and them going forward. They do get a home game stand, 3-game stand against the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies coming into town. It's a great chance for the Rangers to keep. They got to be in postseason mode right now, because they chasing. They got to stay in that mode right now. Let me look. I need to look at the pitching schedule, because they'll be off tomorrow. Friday, they got Merrill Kelly on the mound to open that series. Ooh, that game going to be on national TV as well as MLB Network. Saturday's game will be on Fox. Jacob deGrom Day. That's where I'm torn in between, because Cowboys and Rams preseason, but I'm like, bro, ain't no starters going to play that game. But now we'll see what Brian Schottenheimer say. I thought about taking tomorrow off, but let's see if the Cowboys going to keep giving out content like that. Then, I'm just really going off of what they're doing, because I'm really trying to it'll be a day for me to really catch up on everything. Because like I said, we've been really dug in the season of baseball right now. But I'm like, that's going to be a busy day right there. You got the Cowboys and Rams preseason, start of football. Why not? Phillies, but this Phillies and Rangers, though, I'm so tempted to try to get there, bro. I'm so tempted to be in the mix Saturday. They do play Sunday as well. Wings and Mystics play Sunday. You got the Wings and Liberty again Friday, but it's going to be a busy weekend. So let's see what we can do, try to clean up that. But Mr. Cowboy, I hear you on affirm everything. I was like, for real? They actually financing now? What? So with that being said, my big bro told me, y'all know my brother Bug. He said, bro, look, they gonna get it clicking. They gonna get it clicking. They gonna clinch the playoffs. The way I look at it, and I told him, and I'm telling y'all, it's gonna squarely depend on their lineup. For me personally, it's gonna depend on their lineup. They can't keep going 1-7 with runners in scoring position, that type stuff. That's not gonna get you nowhere because your pitching is gonna be good enough. So you gotta go do it. You gotta go to it. You got to go do it. What you got, bro? Go to the Phillies game. But I'm warning you, Eagle fan. I already know this. I remember 2023 when we opened the season with Philly. My brother can attest to this. Bug was there. He was going back and forth with some Philly fans, and I started going back and forth with some Philly fans. Some other Philly fans were cool, but then we were kicking their ass so bad, Nathan Evaldi was shutting them out. I think we won that game. That was like my first baseball vlog, actually. And that was the start of the 2023 run. But we won like 16-3. Slacked them. This motherfucker had the nerve to bring up, well, the Cowboys ain't gonna do. Nah. We ain't talking about no Cowboys, bro. We talking about the Rangers putting foot in y'all ass. How you gonna do some stuff like that, bro? Cop out. That cop out stuff. I remember it vividly, bro. I really do. So we'll see. I think I still got some things I need to do around the crib. So we'll see how that can go. We'll really see how that goes. That's gonna be on Fox. So, like I said, that's really national broadcast game. And it's a Jacob deGrom day too. I missed Nathan Evaldi because I had Monday's game and then I had today's game, which we ended up getting another ring. Matter of fact, for the wifey, she got the Evan Carter ring. I went in and got the Diamond Days Evan Carter ring for her. But Rangers going forward, this is going to be another big series for them. And then after that, it's still a homestand. After that, they still will be at home in a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks. I think one of them games I will be in attendance to as well. Let me see what the season tickets say for next coming up. Yep. So basically next Monday, we will be in attendance for the Diamondbacks and Rangers game. So like I told y'all, we loading up baseball content. Rangers are trying to chase my boy, Mr. Cowboys, Astros down. It's going to be a lit month of August, as we got 3 more games in August. Then going into September. Ew. August and September are going to be good months. So I'm trying to put out a lot of content, y'all. I really am. Now that I done got that off my chest. Let's talk some Dallas Cowboys. Y'all know my slogan. I can't help it that we them boys. I can't help it. Now I've been trying to catch up on X about all what's going on. The beat writers being at the practices and that training camp out there in Oxnard in California and all that stuff. And it's been a whirlwind to keep up with, especially with the baseball season still going the way that it's going. It's a roller coaster ride. It's like he ain't gonna get no rest. Mr. Cowboy, you said the Affirm app, right? I think I saw something actually that I don't think I believed my eyes the last time I looked at Dallas Cowboy tickets. Let me go back and look, because I don't think I believed my eyes when I went back and looked. Like I said, normally the tradition for me is first home game we're hitting up, because it's like see, it would have been fire for the Cowboys to play on Sunday. That would have been my birthday. You know what I'm saying? But they end up playing Thursday, so they can't mess up my birthday. That's actually perfect. Now, they do get the Ravens down here the 16th. They'll have the Falcons down here on the Friday is the 22nd, and then the 14th is the first home game. My boy said, affirm app everything, bro. And it'll just be doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. I bet you people be, ooh, y'all got to be careful. Y'all got to be careful, fam. But I don't think I believed my eyes last time I looked at these ticket prices, bro. Real talk. Real talk. I don't think I believe my eyes. He said, bro, fuck the Hall of Fame seats. Just get the cheap seats, bro. And you know what? That shit that shit tall to get up to. I really like getting in there and then boom, 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 getting there. But you do get like the all 22. I might have to change out phones because for some reason my 15 Pro Max is not like holding up back. It's not even holding up enough juice for me to do a baseball game. So, but I'm looking at these tickets. These tickets is not bad. These tickets is not bad. I think, yeah, they already snatched them up, but they still not bad. They still not bad. I have to look at it. They got some good seats in there too. We'll see when it come down. But would you say affirm app that boy, but make your payments on top? That's what I'm saying. I bet you people be out there tripping. But yeah, but it's gonna be better that way. I see. It's gonna be better that way. Like I'm looking at it. What he say? Affirm app as low as a month. What? Ooh, I'm looking at it. Bro. But yeah. Cowboy talk. What's going on, man? I saw Brian Schottenheimer did a little talking. Let me pull up Dallas Morning News because they ended up having an article that dropped not too long ago. And then it's a lot of injuries that's still going on. But Brian Schottenheimer, he got up there and he did about a 15-minute presser. You know, I saw one he did the day before, but since it's fresh today and I didn't get to look today, I didn't get to really check it out being at the Rangers game. I'm, check it out with y'all right now. So it's going to be like a, reaction video in a way, to see what's going on. But let me share that. All right, let's do it.
How's everybody doing? Good morning.
Dallas Morning News. After looking at the tapes and talking to your coaches, just your overall review of the scrimmage yesterday.
Yeah, I think, we talked to the team about this, a little bit ago in the team meeting. I think really three main takeaways, Calvin, when you look at it, I thought, we carried our pads a little high. That's normal, We just got a little bit high on some things. So we got moved off the ball at times, got knocked back in the run game on offense. The big thing you're teaching about there is you want to get your eyes underneath the chin. And there was some good, but that's one thing that jumped out. Hey, set our pads, play a little bit lower.
He said jumped out. My man said jumped out. That's just a little key for me. I'm just hold on. You said y'all got bad padding.
Calvin, when you look at it, I thought, we carried our pads a little high. That's normal, We just got a little bit high on some things. So we got moved off the ball at times.
You hear how he said it? We got moved. He didn't say we got moved. We got moved off the ball at times.
Back in the run game on offense. the big thing you're teaching about there is you want to get your eyes underneath the chin. And there was some good, but that's one thing that jumped out. Hey, set our pads, play a little bit lower. That's one. Second thing would be kind of all about the ball. We did not get any takeaways on defense. That's something that this defense is going to thrive on. I really believe that.
So no takeaways. And if you ain't physical up front, then you're gonna have a long day on the back end. It's gonna be hard to force different things. But if you're not getting pressure with 4, sooner or later they're gonna blitz out.
And then we had 1 interception on offense and really 3 other interception ops. And so that's not the standard that we're trying to do. And at the end of the day, what I kind of summed it up with, the third thing was like, it's just about the details. It's the details of, okay, going against a different team, a unit we haven't seen, it doesn't change anything. We have rules, and our rules are our rules, and we do those things, but then you got to carry over the technique. So great learning experience. I'm excited about the work we got. It was great clips, and there was a lot of good as well. But those were the 3 main things that I kind of took away from it. Carry our pads a little bit better, all about the ball, and then just overall attention to details.
How's Milton feeling today? Do you think he will be able to practice tomorrow?
Yeah, he's doing fine. He should be no problem. He was throwing the ball around out of our talk throughout there.
All right, Pete.
Oh my goodness, where'd he go? Pour some out for him. Should we pour a little something out for him?
Pour a lot out for him.
Yeah,
Now pour a little water. Now pour out a little liquor.
Yeah, long night. I got to know where he's going, man. I haven't found a good spot to go to yet. Uh-oh, someone said something. Hey, write that down.
You ain't got the visor because Colin Kyle
You mentioned the carrying the pads a little high. Does that make you adjust your plan of, hey, get the guys more in pads? I don't know what the rules, if that allows it or not.
No, again, Todd, I don't read too much into it. Again, it's the first time doing it. It's part of the process. We will be in pads tomorrow. But no, it doesn't, again, like I'm not overly concerned by it. It's just a reminder, you're going, for example, JT caught a ball off a little check down. He was kind of running and it was thud. And so the Rams guy came and JT was kind of relaxed a little bit and he got thudded and he went flying. And so it's more of that. I'm not concerned. It won't change what we're doing. When we work in pads, it's usually very physical, but I think it's more just first time. They're amped up. They're excited about competing against somebody else and easy correction.
Okay. I feel you, Schotty.
Parcells, they'd have meetings every night basically about the 53. And then Mike told us he would never have meetings about the 53. What's your view on that? How often are you guys talking about the 53? Well,
number one, as a staff, we talk about it every day. And you can't do the compete every day mantra and not do that, because if you're not talking about it every day, how do you move guys from third team to second team to first team, all that stuff. So like we talk about it every day, and
you sound like you believe
usually
in
I talk with ownership and Will McClay every day about it. To get into big settings and have big, long conversations, we'll do that today. We'll, just because coming off the scrimmage yesterday, getting ready for this game. But I would say it's an ongoing process, that we do, every day, but it doesn't have to be everybody sitting in a room. So my point is, bless you. The point is, there's different ways to do it, Todd. And we kind of do it more individually, me one-on-one with other people, Will, Steve, Jerry, whatever it is. And then, we'll have a bigger one today. And then usually after most preseason games, you have a sit down where you just evaluate the game and how it went. And, hey, we did this well. We need to improve this. And these are some of the main takeaways.
Okay.
John Machado with The Athletic. When you watched yesterday's practice over again,
I feel you, Schotty.
Brian Schottenheimer,
He make it sound
good question.
Real talk.
I give myself a C, maybe a C minus. Just we didn't have as much success, but I also had a lot of bullets I didn't use. I actually screwed myself up. I got pissed, so I called the bomb. I called the bomb. I wasn't supposed to call the bomb. The coaches were like, "Really? I thought we were leaving that out." I was like, "Yeah, I kind of got pissed off." And so we do have those plays. Just so you guys know, we have those plays. But literally, I did that, and I was like,
when he get pissed
"Man, that
off.
felt really good." But shit, now they know we have that play. So
hold on. How many of y'all be on the game and be like, "Oh, okay, you got me fucked up. Okay, I got some." You got that pissed off play where yeah.
And so we do have those plays, just so you guys know we have those plays. But literally, I did that, and I was like, "Man, that felt really good." But shit, now they know we have that play. So, yeah, I was like the squad, just okay.
and then the two young offensive linemen, particularly Tyler Booker and Nate
I thought, again, both guys did a really good job. I'll start with Nate. I mean, he had the tough matchup, against Verse. And again,
versus Florida
we
State.
showed a clip this morning of him doing a really great job. He kind of jumps, he jump set him and got his hands on him. He's so big and long, and he's a strong man. But I thought he did a really nice job. And I see Book making steps every day to get better. The power is there for sure.
Okay.
The big thing with him that he's working on is sometimes when he's setting out on a wide 3 technique, he gets into good position relative to position to the defensive tackle, but he keeps moving. And so we just got to get him to be a little stronger with his inside foot. But I would say both guys had, number one, great work, terrific amount of reps, but I thought they both did a nice job.
Okay.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com.
Tommy Yarsh. He's a good follow. All these guys are good follow. Clarence,
You feel like the running backs were doing their part, or you
Calvin,
think like there's maybe some more steps you can
Joseph.
No, it wasn't a great day for us running the football, Tommy. It wasn't. I think I talked a little bit yesterday about, we didn't play with great eyes. What do I mean by that? Like, this is a disguised defense. So all of a sudden I'm in a combination block and Tad and I are working, up to Patrick. And again, all of a sudden during the cadence, Patrick moves inside. Well, that changes my technique. It doesn't change my rule. But if Patrick's there, I can be much thicker on the inside portion of a double team. When he slides inside, and I got to be thinner because I got to get that guy accounted for. And so we had, too many unaccounted for hats in the hole for the backs to deal with. And that's, again, eye discipline. A couple times we were bringing
y'all getting mixed
receivers
up,
across to handle issues off the edge, and we were a little bit wide on our splits with the receivers. It was really all of us. I mean, it was just, it wasn't design. It wasn't just the players. It was a little bit of, hey, first scrimmage and, but again, got to cover people up in the run game to give your backs a chance. And quite honestly, the backs a few times, they were off their landmark and they weren't pressing things enough. So we were getting movement, and then, the back will come back early. Well, guess what? If I'm combination up to Babe and the back cuts back and we're on this angle and Babe falls back because of the back, that's why it's such a symphony. I mean, everything's got to be tied together, and it wasn't tied very well together yesterday. So something to improve on.
Okay. Looking forward to it. Because you want to run the damn football. What's the actual question?
That's why it's such a symphony. I mean, everything's got to be tied together, and it wasn't tied very well together yesterday. So something to improve on.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News.
Joe
Obviously,
Hoyt.
Ron Bland's versatility is an asset for you guys, but also you're trying to find who the best 11 guys are out on the field when you can. How do you balance kind of that multiplicity that you talk about while also trying to find the best 11 guys in that combination?
I think the thing we don't worry about with Duran is he's got the ability to play both. We'd like to figure out the nickel. Hey, what are we going to do? Can it be Duran? Is it going to be Duran? What do we want to do with that? That's something that just as you go through the film, he's got the ability to do it, but he's also an outstanding outside corner. And so I think we're looking for different rotations and different things. And that was one of the things that came out of the film yesterday, right? Like we gave up too many explosives. And I sat up here a couple of days ago talking about that with, one of the things Matt Eberflus's defense doesn't do and the Cowboys defense won't do is give up big plays. And we gave up too many big plays. I think it was like 7 or 8 explosums. And Devontae Adams is still pretty good.
That's damn near.
Puka Nacua is still pretty good. They should keep those guys. Definitely things for us, that we're trying, looking and seeing different things. But again, don't read too much into it, guys. We literally played 2 coverages. We literally kept all of our clubs in the bag. It was like we were out there playing with a 7-iron. I hate to tell you guys, but I'm going to be honest. Like we're going to be playing with a 7-iron most of the preseason. So unless I get pissed, if I get pissed, the ball's probably going down the field if I get pissed.
I like that about Schotty, though. I like that about Schotty. He like, oh, nah, if you got him fucked up, he gonna do something. Like I said, bro, how many of y'all been on this college football, bro? The game, period, especially in football, and they try to cheat you out, and you say, okay. I think for mostly everybody, it's 4 verts, but you got to play. I'm gonna hit it, y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all up. But he say, man, we only got certain things, but unless I get pissed off, you'll see it.
No, they were not. But again, they don't need to. Sean's been here, 7, 8 years? People know who Sean is. They don't know who we are. They don't know what our defense is going to look like. They were gaming us and doing things, which is great. We need those things, but no, because there's nothing to protect for them. They got plenty of footage of Sean calling plays and, Shula calling plays and things like that. But we're going to play a little closer to the vest because in year one, you can do that. And why wouldn't you?
He's saying, nah, I ain't going to show y'all nothing. So be very vanilla, y'all. That's why I'm like not trying to pay attention to that.
Against an opponent like that, but also trying to get some of your stuff in the bag for when the regular season.
Well, I think we should be able to execute whatever we call. I mean, we're a good team. We're talented. We got good coaches.
Y'all up in here, hit the like button.
Again, it's not like, they dominated the scrimmage. It was a scrimmage, and we had good plays. We had bad plays. I think Terp had 2 touchdowns, a deep crosser that we hit him on one. And, obviously, there was some big plays. We hit CD open a couple times. George made some good plays. And, so it wasn't that. It was more of like, okay, when you watch the film, it's just like, okay, we're in the process of still improving, and we're in the process of teaching these guys, okay, why do details matter? Why does pad
that sound like,
level matter? Why do we have to create, takeaways? And then, like when you look at the run game, our linebackers, man, they played downhill. They really did. They played downhill and did a nice job punching the ball. The ball never came out. But here's the other thing, you're not tackling. So is it a 4-yard run? Is it a 3-yard run? Is it a 8-yard run? I don't know. I mean, you don't know unless you're really tackling. And that's the thing when you look at scrimmage, you're just kind of like, okay, let's, take it with a grain of salt and just evaluate the people. That's what we're doing right now. We are evaluating our players so that when we have to make some really, really difficult decisions, it wasn't about scheme. It was about, can they do their job against the guy that they're matched up against? And my belief with that, and I will always believe this, is when it's simple, they should be able to play free, they should be able to play fast, and they should be able to do their job at a high level. And if they're not, then that makes the discussions for us a little bit longer in terms of who we keep and who we don't.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. Looking back at the joint practice, how much more can you get out of a session like that versus a normal practice out here, and how did you like the overall effect of this?
I thought it was great. I thought the competition was great. I loved watching the special teams video last night with Nick. We got some great work in our punt protection. They were running some great twists. Our gunners, and Vice, they had some great battles. There was a great one I showed to the team this morning. It was Crop and Rochelle going after they were the Vice, and it was awesome. They just stoned them and they worked together, and it was really, really, really cool. But in general, it's kind of what we thought. We got a lot of plays. We had some call-it periods. We had some, scripted periods. We had a 2-minute. I thought the offense responded really well with the 2-minute drive late. Like that was just really, really good. We went right down the field, and, that shows our capability. I talk to the guys all the time. Nick, I say, you can't win games in the first quarter. You don't. You can't win them in the second. You don't win them in the third. When do you win them? You win them in the fourth quarter. And so,
but you didn't lose that boy early,
the
though.
Point of what I was trying to make. Yeah, we didn't have a great scrimmage per se, often back and forth offensively, boom. But then when the game was on the line, it's 23-21. We need to put a drive together in 2 minutes. We went right down the field. And so, to me, again, there's so many great things to take away. And I told the guys this morning, I said, hey, guys, I'm excited. You're going to watch this film and you're going to see we can get so much better, but you got to love the process. You got to love the grind,
And it seemed like Brian Schottenheimer, he really believes that. He really believes that.
Don't wake up in training camp on whatever the day is, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever the day is, and you're like, hey, we're Super Bowl champs. It doesn't work like that. You have good days, you have bad days, you have so-so days, you have days you're a little sore and you don't feel like practicing, but you have to keep doing it.
You have to.
Anything yesterday kind of lead towards your decision on starters in the preseason, or is that still a work in progress?
Yeah, it's still a work in progress. Again, we'll there'll be a handful of guys that don't play, but I would say there'll be some guys that play throughout the preseason. Don't just look at it with just the Rams. We have a number of snaps we're trying to get for certain guys throughout the entire preseason. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't read into it. Oh, who's playing against the Rams? Who's playing against Baltimore, Atlanta? There's more of a number. Okay, in these 2 or 3 games, how many snaps do we want for this guy? And those numbers can change. That's why, again, when we look at it, I'll share it maybe later in the week. But for the most part, those numbers are very flexible.
So Brian, you talked about game planning.
But before they ask the question about game planning, I'm already to the standpoint like you're not gonna see that much of them guys. I don't think you'll see much of these guys preseason, but I think under Schottenheimer, I think they're going to actually prepare a way lot better than under the regime that Mike McCarthy did.
Keep it basic with your 7-iron. How different is game planning entering a preseason game, keeping it 7-iron versus regular season and doing all that?
I mean, it's obviously extremely different because, you look at your call sheet and you're like, okay, well, we're not showing this. It's amazing. I mean, if you're looking at 50 passes, you're going, okay, well, we'll show those 12. And you're like, there's 38 of them. Like, we're not showing these 38 plays. And you're like, no, we show them every day in practice. So we don't need to show them to the world. Vic Fangio probably has people out here with cameras watching our practice right now.
I'm always
part of the deal.
feeling like the man loves the process and he's very superstitious. We hear you. We hear you. You keeping everything close to the vest, and I like that by Schottenheimer. I really do.
But yeah, to me, it's very different. Like we knew we were getting 3-4 work. We needed 3-4 work. We wanted it. I think the Rams are one of the best duo running teams in the league. Their toss crack games are great. So there's things we can learn. I mean, the big run that they hit, they got the edge on us. We didn't do a great job popping the crack block, which is the first block. And then we went underneath a couple blocks, and that's a recipe for disaster in the run game. But for the most parts, like I said, the linebackers are playing downhill and we're not tackling. So, but it's very, very different. It's much quicker when you're not showing your stuff.
Michelle.
Coach Michelle Montaigne, WFA. You kind of just touched on it, but after watching the film yesterday, and I guess really
Calvin Watkins got a good article out.
What do you feel? You highlighted linebackers, but what do you feel like is the biggest point of emphasis for what you need to improve upon when it comes to stopping them?
I think main thing would be just the overall pad level. The overall pad level, the fits. Flus says it all the time. When you guys get a chance to talk to him, he'll say it again. No house guest. When you're playing a team like really us and like the Rams, when you're in cut splits and you're cracking safeties, the corners have a huge piece of the run fit because when the receiver goes to block, the safety goes down.
Is that why y'all keep taking shots at Diggs and stuff like that?
The corner's got to close the distance. And we did a really good job of that yesterday. There's some fundamental things we need to clean up with keeping your outside foot up and playing with great extension and things like that. But again, we're not tackling. So it's like, oh, did Kyer make that play? Yeah, he probably did. But, we're not tackling guys to the ground. But just the symphony is the best word I can think of right now on little sleep of the run game stuff, both running the football, blocking scheme wise, and then fitting the runs and all that stuff. It takes a lot of orchestration and time, and different than when you throw a ball up to an elite receiver on either side, they make a play. Not that doesn't take timing, it does, but sometimes dudes just are dudes.
Sorry, guys.
Facts. So I like Schottenheimer talking about if I get pissed off, then if I get pissed off, I'll have some plays that we're going to say, okay, fuck it, we're going to go for it. You know what I'm saying? I like that swagger about him right there. Another thing to take away from what he's saying up in here is just, for the first thing for him, his main concern to be about the physicality. That's kind of what I'm taking. How dudes got moved. Not moved. It's kind of nerve-wracking right there. Although you don't have all your horses, but it's nervous right now. Can't be getting, but the Rams, I think, got a good defensive line. Y'all already know I'm a big Florida State head, and Braden Fisk and Jared Verse, come on now. Those two are going to give a lot of teams offensive linemen fits. Let me get to the Dallas Morning News real quick. Man, you got to sign in, man. I can't even remember my password, man. Before I go on, but Brian Schottenheimer, he ain't shying away from me. He's like, yeah, bro, we're not showing nothing. So before y'all get on me and say we're terrible and all that type of stuff, bro, I ain't showing you nothing. He knows that's the big advantage he got. He might have some, things he trying to work with, but he He playing it by the book. I just hope he has these. It's all about preparation more than anything. I hope you ain't that simple, though. You that simple where you get shut down like that. Damn, what is the password, man? Come on, G. Come on, G. Man, what type of password is this? What type of password is this? But the longer Michael Parsons don't get signed, the more and more, this case. And now he come out talking about it could be possible he don't come out. Oh, man. I mean, he is still under contract. He still is under contract. Hold on. This rank ass password. Shit, this long ass password. Watch that bitch say incorrect. Better act like you know good. You better act like you know good, mother sucker. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. You better act like you know good. Okay. What is y'all doing, man? I had not signed up for this. Bro, what is the deal with this mother sucker? Bro. Nah. That stupid-ish. Poor. The things y'all do to make me wanna. Okay, now what was I looking for? White. Got a couple of this was 2 hours ago from, let me see. Close that out. This is Calvin Watkins and Joe Hoyt. Let me see if I can share this with y'all real quick. This was them right after the practice, basically, today. Let's present it. Let's share it. Let's see what they talking about. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I ain't trying to get busted for nothing.
Today. Hi, I'm Joe Hoyt from the Dallas Morning News. That's Calvin Watkins. Calvin, they played against the Rams, joint practice. We've been really anticipating this for a long time. What did we learn?
We learned that the defense still is not very good. Jimmy Garoppolo ran all over them.
Say, watch out, Cal he just be straight out blunt with it. He said the defense is just not very good. Hold on, Calvin. What's up, bro?
Watkins. Calvin, they played against the Rams, joint practice. We've been really anticipating this for a long time. What did we learn?
We learned that the defense still is not very good. Jimmy Garoppolo ran all over them in the passing game.
Garoppolo
could not stop the run. Then Brian Schottenheimer said after the scrimmage that they couldn't even run the ball against the Rams' first-team defense. Once again, this is the same thing we saw last year when these two teams scrimmaged. Cowboys defense is not ready for the standards that they want to have to get to the postseason.
Yeah, and I think one thing Schottenheimer talked about, after was that, hey, we were going to be really.
Yeah, you heard Schottenheimer was like, we got moved. He didn't say we got moved. We got moved. Calvin and them basically saying it, bro, they're not that good on defense. They're not that good on defense.
Vanilla, we scripted half our plays. The other half was made for adjustments. He was kind of telling us, don't read too deep into what we saw on the field. But to be honest with you, it was kind of impossible, and especially with some of the concerns that we had going into it about run defense, about how the passing defense would look. We've given a lot of flowers to some of their corners. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Jordan Whittington.
Devontae Adams was running around all over this field.
I was going to say Calvin
Wide
Watkins.
open.
Calvin Watkins might have caught a touchdown pass today, how things went. It's hard not to read into what we saw today.
It's hard not to read into it, but hopefully it will get better on Saturday. Joe Milton hurt his throwing thumb, Any concerns about that?
No, it seems like Schottenheimer doesn't have a lot of concerns. They called it precautionary, but I don't know about you, I thought Milton was playing pretty well. I thought the big bugaboo with him has been timing, has been holding on to the football, and I thought he had command in that first series. Of course, we only saw a little bit of him. Had the big touchdown pass to Jalen Brooks. I thought that was impressive, especially when the Cowboys offense wasn't doing much, but we saw a lot of Will Greer. We'll see if we see Joe Milton on Saturday. Let's kind of switch it a little bit to the first team offense.
Okay.
You kind of talked about how they struggled with the run. I thought so too. But they started to kind of get a little bit of legs, I thought, when they started to push the ball downfield.
When you have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that's going to help. It makes the defense respect them. As Schotty said after the scrimmage, we're going to see some light boxes. You know why? Because they got to stop those two thoroughbreds at wide out, and I think that's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, I know. They talk about, how they were vanilla. You think of dessert. I kind of think that they have delayed gratification right now with the Cowboys because we still need to learn more. We're still waiting to learn more. I think Saturday will be telling.
It will be telling, number one, in the run defense because the Rams ran up the gut on them.
Yeah.
And the secondary has some issues. There were no turnovers. David Overstreet, the Cowboys secondary coach, he was cussing out the refs. He was cussing out his group. He was not a happy man. So we'll find out if things will be improved on Saturday.
Yeah, Kyron Williams, I thought, looked fantastic.
Defense in shambles again. This is Joe Hoyt and Calvin Watkins, Dallas Cowboys beat writers for the Dallas Morning News. So they're in the trenches along with all the other ones that do DallasCowboys.com. You still got a good couple follows.
He got a contract extension today. That means that the Cowboys and the Rams are now tied for contract extensions in Oxnard with Jake Ferguson and Kyron Williams. But it kind of leads us to our next thought. We did talk with Jerry Jones again.
Yes. He talked about Micah Parsons and as well as other things, but the main thing is Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones said, I stay urgent when it comes to the contract extension. That's fine. Yeah. And then when asked, hey, do you think that Parsons will be on the field week 1? Are you confident about that? He said, absolutely not. I don't know what's going on in that man's mind, but I stay urgent.
Yeah, I think Jerry continues to do this thing of saying, hey, we're going to do what we do, and we're going to wait for Micah Parsons to make a move. That kind of seems where things are, because you asked him, Jerry, have your people talked to Micah Parsons' people? No. Jerry, have you talked to Micah Parsons since the trade request? No. It kind of seems that right now they're waiting for them to call them.
This thing is going to last maybe till the 28th of August, 27th of August, I think.
Hey, what if it goes longer?
If it goes longer, that means Micah Parsons might lose some game checks, and that's when the fun really starts.
That's when things really start to get serious. But hey, thanks for tuning in. For Calvin, I'm Joe. Stay tuned for all our coverage on the Dallas Morning News, and appreciate you.
Yeah, man. So there's big concerns. There's big concerns going on about the damn Cowboys defense and basically them up front at the line of scrimmage, y'all. Of course, they ain't running too many different things, but that's still alarming. Y'all getting Swiss cheesed up. That ain't good. They getting Swiss cheesed up, man. Calvin Watkins was basically breaking down but as you see it, they're basically like, bro, they got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. He had something about the damn, where is this one at? Cowboys release Paris Campbell. He basically, yeah. So where's the one he had about the depth chart? I'm pretty sure y'all done all had a look at this. This was him off of X anyway. Damn, I didn't want to do that, Cletus. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that, but Let's do it this way. So we got the depth chart, supposedly, is what they rocking with. And I'm reading basically the article that he wrote going on about this, but this was about 3 hours ago. Taking a look at the Cowboys' first depth chart of the season prior to the preseason opener versus the Rams. This was written by Calvin Watkins today, about around 6:20, something like that. Cowboys released their first depth chart of the season ahead of the preseason. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw this yesterday as well. A few items of note. Nate Thomas is the second team left tackle behind Tyler Guyton, which you see on this. Let's looking at it, looking at the starting 11, you can see where it goes. And at the left tackle behind Tyler Guyton is already Nate Thomas been in there with Osmond Richards right behind him on the third spot. What he does says in his article is Nate Thomas is the second team left tackle behind Tyler Guyton, with Osmond Richards being on the third unit, with Guyton out until September with a fractured bone and a sprained knee. It means Thomas is tentatively scheduled to start the season as the starter. This could change with the preseason work of Osmond Richards. So they're trying to see, this is a new coaching staff. I've already, I don't know what it is, but I believe in Osmond Richards. I don't know why, but I do. I believe when we drafted him, in the 5th round, I said that year, that class, he was going to probably be the biggest steal out of it. But now you get a new coaching staff. They don't really know too much about you. Let's see what you can do. With Miles Sanders nursing a leg injury, rookie Jaden Blue is the number 2 back behind Javonte Williams. So you're looking on the depth chart. You got Javonte Williams, then you got Miles Sanders, then you got Jaden Blue, then Deuce Vaughn, and then Phil Maffa, which that Deuce Vaughn pick we gotta address. However, don't forget about the fullback Hunter Lupick, who the Cowboys like to give the ball in different formations and had an impressive run during Tuesday's scrimmage where he bounced outside on a carry and scored a touchdown. Most fullbacks just go north and south, not Lupick. We've been saying since last year, bro, you've got to do the way San Fran Ucheck, whatever his name is, bro, y'all got that. Y'all can run 12 personnel with him. You know what I'm saying? Being the other guy, if your other tight end can't block or if Jay can't block, you bring him in there, bring motion. This will help Dak, who can't read coverages, they say, what's going on, and you can still keep it balanced. I'll put it to you this way. What if you emulate what the Philadelphia Eagles have done? Except this time, I think that takes a lot of practice. I don't think you want to be doing all that extra stuff like that. But, hey, why not? If you can get in 4th and 1 or something like that, why not let Hunter Lupick just take the snap and just bowl for it? I think adding Hunter Lupick into the mix basically gives you short yardage and a lot of 4th down conversions. In my opinion, that is a guy that is a weapon that you can utilize the right way where, bro, if you're in 3rd and short, 4th 2 or less, we might not need to push, but you got plenty of options that you can go through. I really would like to see him do that. I would say I was surprised, but I really wasn't, because he really takes time to understand and learn how to certain things. And Hunter has really good feet. Running backs coach Derek Foster said, I think that's what helps him be able to change directions as best as he can at the fullback position. So he adjusts very well. He can run between the tackles and he understands the runs. Does he look as fluid as some of the other guys? No, but he can do it. Defensive ends, Marshawn Nealon and Micah Parsons. Those are your 2 guys. And then you got Tyrus Wheat, has quietly built has been solid in camp. And the Cowboys have him as backup to Nealon, with Dante Fowler as the number 2 to Parsons, which you're going to see a lot of Dante back again. The Cowboys will rotate their rush ends along with their defensive tackles, Mozzie Smith and Osa Odigizua. They basically, you know, one's on the depth chart, and then you got 7th-round pick defensive tackle Jay Toa and backup Smith at nose tackle. Toa has gotten some work with the first team defense during training camp, but I don't think anything on this defense right now is really looking too good. Linebacker coach has Jack Sanborn as the lead middle linebacker. So Jack Sanborn penciled in, as you see, right there. He penciled in there. Then you got Justin Barron, your middle linebackers. This got to hit with Jack Sanborn. It really got to hit with him. This is a guy who knows Eberflus defense, so that's what we're banking on. But at the same time, we all forget we do got Kenneth Murray on the squad. You got Kenneth Murray, Damone Clark, Shamar James. Mears Leofau has also gotten work at the middle linebacker, but who is Brazzoni? Is that the – yeah, that's the linebackers coach said. Leofau, he sees Leofau as a weak side and strong side linebacker, so he can play both. On game days, only 2 players can have the green dot to receive the defensive signals from the coaches. So it could be Sanborn, and Murray on game days. Sanborn knows the defense, and Murray is he's just gonna be probably if he can stay healthy, your most talented linebacker. Or Berjoni, he want versatility in case someone gets injured. The starting outside cornerbacks on the depth chart are Kiera Elam and Deron Bland, which I think until Diggs get back, I think that'll be a nice mix. I think Kiera, they've been saying Elam has been having a hellacious camp this year. He's getting in comfortable. Diggs, hopefully this lights a fire under him, and when he come back, now you got that trio that you could do something. They got Keeman Hall as the slot corner. The Cowboys are still working different players in the slot, as Israel Mukwamu got work there with the first team. As of now, Hall might have the lead as the slot corner. As of now, the depth chart is just a guide into the preseason because the league mandates it. But when it comes to the 53-man roster, final cut is August 26th. After this, you got a few weeks. And the Cowboys, coaches, and personnel groups discuss it daily. And then, they'll have the practice down here too. Number one, as a staff, they talk about every day is the 53-man roster. You do not, we heard what he said about the compete mantra. So as you see, Nate Thomas is basically looking like he's going to be that guy to be the left starting tackle unless this goes on and Brian Schottenheimer and Clay Adams see something different with Osm Richards to see if they can put him at the left tackle spot. So that's kind of what you're looking at right there. From Calvin Watkins, writing from the Dallas Morning News, he's also talking about Jack Sanborn basically being the guy to run it. Him and Kenneth Murray having a green dot. Keeman Hall, basically, they like what they see in him at the slot corner. So he'll get a lot of work this preseason. He'll get a lot of work. And hopefully, Israel Mukwamu, hopefully he can take another step that's going forward. He didn't say nothing too much about the safety spot, as we already know what it is with Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker. And then you got Wanye Thomas to back up with Marquise Bell, which Marquise Bell is a utility player, but we don't know how, Eberflus is going to use him. We don't know about that. What time is it? About 10:30? Oh, man, I could go on and on. It's Cowboys season. Man, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do. I think I got the NFL Plus where they got the all 22. I think somebody ended up posting. Somebody will end up posting it anyway. I'm trying to go over review. But, man, we're going to turn up for football season. I promise you that. I really promise you that. So let's remove that. Do all that, bro. As the day goes by, ain't nobody trying to hear nothing except when is Micah Parsons getting paid? I'm right there with y'all. And I'm pretty sure if you haven't on X, you saw the back and forth that went between Dez Bryant and Nicki Minaj as she's on a mission to shut down anything that is associated with Rock Nation. For real. She's on a warpath. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Des, you gotta, stand on business, do what you gotta do for sure. Don't, and I feel you, you tried to take the high road out and then they spit in your face about it. Oh, well, then you got me fucked up. It's like Brian Schottenheimer said, I got some shit that, if you piss me off, yeah, I got some. I'll mix it up. I'll throw some stuff out there. So it'll be more coming into camp as they're getting ready to have this preseason game with the Rams. Like I said, this shit gonna be so vanilla. I thought about doing a watch stream with it, but to me, is no point. It's gonna be too vanilla. You won't even have all the stars out there to do it. And then, like I said, the Rangers will be in contention. They play the Phillies this weekend, so I'm in between what I'm actually gonna do. So, talk about the Dallas Wings, man. They ended up falling to the New York Liberty, but they do get their chance to get back this Friday. The Wings are sitting at 8-22, but there have been a lot of different things that happened, man. The Wings traded Dejanay Carrington. They waived Tierra McCowan to get the trade facilitated with Carrington. They ended up getting Diamond Miller added to the team for a new forward, and then they got Carly Samuelson. So they ended up getting some more veterans, but it's clearly to see that the Wings, they're switching everything up. They're switching everything up. It was some things that came out from Maya Taylor and the Associated Press, basically in Wings camp. So Friday they are in action again, but Wings star rookie Paige Beckers might not play as she has a pulled back muscle and will be day to day. As she took a lot of punishment in that game Tuesday against the Liberty, but she kept turning up though. She didn't back down, but you could tell she got to get in her grown woman body, that grown WNBA woman body, I should say, through the battles and all that stuff. But she took a lot of brutal contact and she still kept playing, but that's where that's at right there with the Dallas Wings. As they're 8-22, just not their season. And as you see, they added some players this year that they felt could help them, and a lot of veterans too. And now they're moving up off them. What is his name? Coach Kakales, whatever his name is. Bro, this could be a revolving door. I would hate it to see it for Paige, but this could be a revolving door at the head coaching spot for a minute. They just don't have what they need to have right now. They really don't. But they'll be in action Friday. Like I said, tomorrow, it'll be full of football day tomorrow. I'm chilling. I want to get on the sticks, but we'll look a little bit at some preseason, probably a little bit into, basically all this backups. Then it'll probably get me on the sticks on the college football. I need to get back on it anyway. I'm trying to figure out when we're going to do our next line. Like I said, I'm holding down the Wednesday spot every day to spit flavor for y'all for DFW Sports and sports in general. So this weekend, like I said, I'm trying to think if we do go to one of the games, you already know we'll have the post-game action coming after that. So, what else do I want to talk about? Like I said, I ain't really dug into too much Mavs going on just because, like I said, I'm staying in season, but we're gearing up for the football season. I got some things that I want to, kick on the stream with y'all constantly. But as it's getting late, man, we've been on here for a minute, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And if you catching the playback, man, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and drop a comment. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe already. We got a lot coming for DFW Sports. So take this journey with me as the Rangers, they're making the chase for the postseason. You know what I'm saying? And then the Cowboys is always the Cowboys. The Netflix series does come out. So I'm pretty sure we'll do something this weekend. If not Friday, probably Friday night will be a better night, I guess, while it'll be the Wings and Rangers playing. We'll see. But we'll take tomorrow off for sure. Man, I hope y'all been enjoying the content. Let me go ahead and upload this next vlog as well. Got a lot pulling in. I might not even upload it. I'll just upload it tomorrow, to be honest with you. Since it's a day off, forget it. That's what we'll do. So Man, I will catch y'all on the back end. You might catch me at the game this weekend. If not, we'll probably drop another live, talk some sports this weekend, especially, you know, rapid taste after the preseason game as well. And then Rangers-Phillies game to look at. It'll be full of DFW Sports, so we'll try to come at y'all Saturdays, try to set up the live, man. Until next time, man, y'all know my slogan, man. Do everything with love, baby, because love always wins. That's the law. Till the next time, I'm out, y'all.
Self-made independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.